Alright, what's up, you heathens and demons, you sinners and saints, my fellow godless people? Welcome back to The Raging Atheist. This is The Rage, and last night, well, it ended in a glorious dumpster fire. And you guys haven't seen it yet. This one guy was there. This one guy was on good behavior last night, and I totally didn't mean to lump you in with the rest. That's why in the thumbnail, when I'm saying going against a room full of Christians, I didn't include you, one guy, because you were actually decent, like usual, and I give you props for that. What's up, chat? I see Geo Sam is here. What's up, Geo Sam? Does all the great channel designs, graphic design work for the channel. What's up, Geo Sam? Hi, Harry. I see M Bond. M Bond was part of that conversation last night. He didn't really get much of a chance to speak because the whole group of Christians, except for this one guy, really wanted to talk to your boy. And you guys know that I can talk. So I did a lot of that. I had a lot of fun. And then after it, I went on Jay Pasik's channel, and we had a great conversation. Once I do part 1 and part 2 of this, I'll probably mirror that and put that up this weekend as well. And I am going to try to do part 2 after work tonight. So between 10 and 11, we're going to try to finish this thing up, because this was a 2-hour conversation that I walked into with a smile on my face. But let's talk about the day first. So yesterday it was a full day of streaming for me. A full day of streaming. I started at 9 a.m. Because something happened with Christian Watkins. So on the Daily Atheist Morning Show, Chris didn't have a co-host, asked me to hop in. I hopped in. So I co-hosted the Daily Atheist Morning Show yesterday. And then me and John had a stream calling out Smokey Saint again. And I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. And then we had the awesome stream with Godless Engineer. It looks like maybe my internet was a little iffy when I was watching the playback, a little, not bad, but not like it usually is. And then, GE had that problem at the end, but he came in, we were able to close out. Great conversation. Looking forward to more conversations with Godless Engineer. And that was supposed to be the end of my night. And it was going to be the end of my night. But I got over into Modern Day Debate, and it was a fun little debate they were having about whether dinosaurs were birds. And I saw that Smokey was having an after show. So I'm like, I'm going to go into the chat, in the side chat, and I'll be cordial. I'll give Smokey a chance to maybe do some of the things that I had laid out in yesterday's stream. And it had already seemed like he had started to do that. And I kind of rub it in later on in the conversation we're about to watch, because, I think I have influenced Smokey, or at least I did to a point, and I think that pissed Smokey off. And we're going to watch it, but you're not going to see all of it right now. I've got about an hour. I got to get ready for work. After work, we're going to try to finish this up, so I might be up a bit late again. But, so I went to Smokey's after show, and he says he's going to go to Praise's channel. And I'm like, all right, so Praise is having something on his stream. I want to talk to Praise. I want to kind of have a quick conversation with Praise about what's going on between him, Skylar, and Dr. Josh. And what happened since the last time we talked, when Praise was like, I'm going to be more respectful, blah, blah, blah. So I go in. I get to Praise's channel. I'm like, I want to talk. And it happens. It happens. It's me against a room full of Christians. This one guy included, but again, this one guy I thought was pretty decent. And it's going to start with a familiar face. Well, at least not a familiar avatar and voice, because it's been a while since I've had Jill on the channel. It's been a while since I've talked to Jill. So we're just going to start this thing. This is going to be fun. Part 1, how to handle a room full of Christians. Let's get it.
That's it.
Guess who's here? We got a special guest with us. We got Smokey's in the house. What's up, Smokey?
I left my after show just to come say hi. I left Jungle in charge.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, just got this
He'll be there at 6 in the morning reading scripture.
I saw the title. Am I getting rebuked?
No, actually the opposite. We wanted to highlight your deeds, what you're doing for Christian, the brotherhood, and I'm really appreciative of what you've done.
Oh, awesome, brother. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I figured I saw you.
All right, so I'm about to come up in this chat. So, again, I've been streaming all day. This is a 2-hour conversation, and then I go and I have another conversation with Jay, and then me and Jay talk for about an hour after that conversation went off air. So I was up to 5 in the morning. Slept till 9, woke up, and then slept till 11, and that was it. It really hurts me when I stay up super late like that because I just can't sleep in. A lot of people can sleep in. I've never been one of those people. So I'm going to be kind of tired at work tonight. Hopefully I'm not too tired to finish. If I do end up being too tired to finish this, then we'll do it tomorrow night after work. But I'm really hoping to finish this after work tonight because I want you guys to all see. It takes a long time for it to happen. It takes a long time for Smokey to once again be Smokey. And I'm not going to call him Smokey. I'm going to call him Icky because, yes, he's Icky. And he showed Icky again. And it's going to be great. And I might offer to buy him a plane ticket to Michigan so he can, I'm not going to spoil tonight. Let's continue.
Your stream, I didn't know you were doing one, but I wanted to pop in and say hi and God bless all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's likewise, man. It's an awesome honor to have you on the show.
Sure, brother. Anytime, man. Absolutely. I love you guys to death. You kidding me?
I just subscribed to your channel, Smokey.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, no, actually, I just noticed that. Saw you as a new subscriber, man. Hey, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I haven't got a chance to watch any of your content, but I'm planning on doing that.
Oh, baby.
Buckle in.
Smokey.
Yeah,
Smokey. Did you? I thought Batman did really well. He literally wiped the floor. He was on.
No, I mean, I think he did really good with what he had, in front of him. I think it was just a weird freaking topic. It's like,
yeah.
God, his voice and that laugh, and he just, I don't know. So part of the story that I left out yesterday, and I kind of mentioned it briefly, was MathPig's chat, and it was a open hangout, and I was actually considering possibly maybe going on if he had a spot. But when I get to MathPig's stream, I realize that they're all waiting on Smokey and one of Smokey's friends. I call him the Looney Tunes Martian guy, and so I automatically say, because I'd already talked in the chat, and then I found out that Smokey was going to be there, and I'm like, just pretend like I'm not here, maybe he'll show up. Well, he doesn't show up until 40 minutes late, and he finally shows up, and he's not going to go in, and he starts talking shit to the side chat. Now, I had been silent. I don't think he knew I was there, and the moment he started talking shit to the side chat, he called the entire side chat trash clowns. I'm like, trash clowns be my people. That's all I said. And if you watched MathPig's stream, then you then saw that Smokey's Icky Taint went into the room and was as nice as I've ever seen him. Nice, just super nice, getting his points out. I knew it was a show for me, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, here it is. Here it's possible for Icky Taint to have a civil conversation with a group full of atheists, and it was a room full of atheists, and he displayed that yesterday, and I gave him props. And I'm like, I'm in this dude's mind now. I'm controlling him now. And it was kind of funny. But at the same time, that's what he should be doing. That's if you want to be an honest interlocutor, that's how you handle it, right? And I thought maybe he's actually going to go out of his way to do some of the things that I asked if he wanted to earn my respect. And one of those things would be apologize for the derogatory things you said. Do you think he's going to do that? I don't know. Maybe you guys will find out tonight if he does that or not. Maybe you'll find out tonight.
debate this arbitrary morphological classification that we've decided to call these things. Like, it was just kind of a weird topic, I think, to even argue, I guess, in some regards. Like, Dapper Dino picked the topic, and that's what Mr. Batman said because he came into the after show.
Dapper Dino picked. Well, I didn't think it would be Batman like that. Picked the topic.
It just seems like such a weird topic to pick. Like, it seems like the type of topic an atheist would pick as if it's like he can get an automatic win without actually arguing the points of the worldview.
All right, so, it doesn't matter who chose the topic. You agree to the fucking topic. You need to prepare for that topic and go in and stay on topic. And that didn't happen. If you watched the modern day debate last night, Mr. Batman wasn't on topic the whole fucking thing. Dapper Dino crushed that man last night. And it was very easy for Dapper to do that because Dapper stayed on topic. Mr. Batman didn't. Easy win. Easy win. But Mr. Batman agreed to that topic. Foolishly. Very, very foolishly.
And I don't know.
He didn't even argue anything. I thought. Considering he's the one that picked the topic. He didn't really argue much.
Yeah, just basically.
So I'm just telling him, I'll come in and talk with y'all. Throw me a link. Just throw me a link.
The morphological stuff was basically it. It looks the same, so therefore it's related. And I know Mr. Batman was trying to draw it back to, basically the origin of the information, which I thought was valid. And, that's where we should go. But it almost seems like the atheists are now learning to avoid that topic because they don't have any good arguments for it.
They are. What they're trying to do is they're trying to jump down the genetic route and obviously confuse people with the jargon that they give out. That's all they're trying to do. But you've just got to know to stop them prior to that by obviously stating that the abiogenesis hasn't been proven. So let's not go down that route.
Right.
You've just got to cut them off.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I should be coming in.
Gavin, God bless you, brother. Shalom. It's good to see you.
Oh, Skyout's here. What's going on, man? This is awesome. I haven't seen Skyout in such a long time, but also Rage might have another special guest coming in here as well.
Cool.
But I'll second that on the titles on these debates are getting dumber and dumber and more arbitrary by the minute. I had
Batman did a proper mic.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
guys. See, if you're going to enter a room full of Christians, you got to be pleasant. And you got to go in and you got to know that you're going to hear some ridiculous shit. And I think Jay really pointed it out to me in our conversation, either on stream or after, that just notice, once I walk into this room, the whole environment changes. And then Christians are going to be jumping in. Everybody wants a piece of your boy. Glorious. And I this was just the top of my night. This was a perfect ending to a very, very busy day streaming. To end it in a conversation, pretty much me against the world. Now, Matt Bond is going to make some good points throughout this. Quentin Phipps is going to come in and make some good points, and Jay Spatchcock's going to be in and out throughout the whole thing. So it's not like I was alone in a room full of Christians, but they definitely were trying to single me out, and I was making it easy for them because, as I said, you guys know I can talk.
There's Knock. What's up, Knock? Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Knock?
Well, I don't want to trigger Jill. I don't want to trigger Jill, but I did want to come in and here, let me holy shit, what am I doing here? All right, so I wanted to come in and kind of just have a conversation with you, Praise, about, man, last time we talked, he was going to be cooler with Dr. Josh, and it all went crazy.
It did. It's Skylar, though, man. He's the one that got this going downhill bad.
Well, I mean, I like Skylar. I really love how it's Skylar's fault. Like Praise didn't do shit. Praise didn't listen to a douchebag like Gavin and believe Gavin without actually looking at the shit. Praise didn't do none of that. Praise didn't spend an entire stream talking shit about both Skylar and Dr. Josh. But, you know, it's Skylar's fault. It's Skylar's fault. I'm not going to really call him on it, but I just think it's pretty apparent.
But I have more of a connection. I've talked to Dr. Josh more, and I can't speak for Skylar, but you know the nature of Skylar's not an atheist, but you know the nature of the conversations. I've always related with Skylar in the fact that we're kind of just raw with the way we approach things, but I guess I should ask your perspective. Are you kind of differentiating the two? Or you got this beef with Skylar now, but Dr. Josh is a different thing.
Yeah, me and Josh have had some tremendous conversations in email behind the scenes. He wrote me an email, and he was he agreed that my message was heartfelt, and he really appreciated that because I guess his wife had a miscarriage, and it was his child named Harry. And I wrote them a condolences email, and he was really appreciative of that. But no, Skylar didn't take it that way. He had to manipulate it, and he tried to.
No. You made a stream talking shit, and they saw it. Skylar reviewed it and responded. It's kind of how this thing works, Praise. But I'm not really there for Praise. I'm not really. Me and Praise can have that conversation, but that's really not a conversation for me and Praise to have. That's between him, Skylar, and Dr. Josh, and how that's up to them to resolve that issue. So I'm there for Smokey. I think everybody knows it, because I'm trolling Smokey, and I'm gonna try to ignore him at first. Let's check it out.
Make it villainize me and make it look like I didn't care. It was a letter for popularity or something, but that makes no sense because it was behind the scenes. So how could it be for popularity?
I get that. I mean, I see that Gavin is here, and I think Gavin has something to do with this because didn't this stem from you thought Dr. Josh was criticizing you, but honestly, I've watched it and I know Dr. Josh. I've spoken to Dr. Josh about you, and he's literally told me he has a lot of respect for you, So can you see where that specific I guess you could call it a criticism coming from Dr. Josh really wasn't a criticism. It was more of hey, we have had all these issues, and yet we still have this decent relationship.
Yeah. No, it was hard, man. The way he parsed out those words, it was hard to delineate what he was trying to say, and it got a little bit confusing the way he put that together. But yeah, I think I see what he was saying there. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's just based on the topic of your live stream. I'm good with that. I'll speak with Dr. Josh and Skylar and see where they're at. But I did say I'd come in and talk to y'all, so don't let me, All
right, so pleasantries are out of the way. I think that Praise really needs to consider trying to work shit out with Dr. Josh, and even Skylar, because, you can't put all of this blame on Skylar Fiction. You brought this upon yourself. Skylar has the freedom to think what he wants about you based upon his interactions with you, and you need to man up and really admit where you went wrong here. And you kind of did that the last time that Praise came on my channel. He kind of did that, and he's like, I really respect Dr. Josh. I remember him saying something along the lines he really wanted to change the nature of their conversation, and I don't know if he was just blowing smoke up my ass, but he hasn't done that. He hasn't done that, and that's on you, Praise. That's not on anybody else. So let's continue. Pleasantries are over. It's about to get fun.
Deviate the conversation. I'm here to talk, so I'll just kind of shut up and pipe in when necessary.
Yeah, Phil, whenever you want to come in and jump in, man, it's a pleasure to have you in here. What's up, Matt Bond?
Not much, man. How y'all doing?
All right, man.
Hey, I think this might be the first time I'm in a stream with Matt Bond. What's up, Matt Bond?
Yeah, I think so. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. But yeah, let's continue this because I'm honestly here because I was in Smokey's chat and I saw that, hey, Smokey's like, I got to go to Praise's channel. I'm like, I'm going to Praise's channel, see what's going on. So please continue.
Yeah, this is the most lively distribution in a while.
Gee, careful, Knock. I might think you're trying to stalk me or something.
Well, I just want to say, I've been very critical, but at the same time, I was in Math Picks chat earlier, and I commend you. And I thought that was a really, really great conversation.
All right, so I give him props for his behavior in Math Picks channel. Now, right now is the time that Smokey can have the conversation with me. Right now, like it's open for Smokey right now to have this conversation with me. This is brought up. He can right now say, hey, I was wrong for calling you an anti-Semite and a racist. He could say it right here. He can say, hey, I do not condone the things that Matt Powell says. He could say it right here. But he doesn't. And he's going to try to go there in about an hour and a half. Spoiler alert for part 2 tonight. Between 10 and 11, it's going to start. And we're going to get through the rest of this whole damn thing because this is a long conversation. I'm going to try real hard to get through it all because the end is where the magic really happens. But at the same time, and me and Jay was talking about this, and I feel really good about how I handled this room through this entire conversation. Even at the end, and you're going to see it gets really heated. Violence gets involved. Not real violence, not real, I'm going to kick your ass. It's not nothing like that. It's in context of the conversation. And about action and consequence. But it's going to come. And I felt bad about it immediately after because I'm like, I handled the room. And then I'm telling Jay, I'm like, I don't like that last part, though. I think I lost a little bit of control there. And even Jay made me feel better about it. And Jay's not the type to blow smoke up anybody's ass. He's like, no, you handled it well. It was part of the conversation. So, with all the spoilers out of the way for part 2 tonight, let's continue.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
That's awesome, you guys. Like, I'm glad to see that type of thing going on between theists and atheists. That's a great thing. I'm happy to see that.
Well, I'm not going to spend any time responding to his latest 2 attack streams against me. I think it's just it is what it is. It's there what it is. If he wants to have a conversation about it and actually talk to me about it, he's got open invitation on Maddox's channel or somewhere else. So,
all right. So he has conceded he doesn't want to talk about this right now. And to call my last 2 streams attack streams, no, they're not attack streams. They're calling you out on some shit and you don't want to talk about it. This was your chance. Yesterday's stream, I was going out of my way to give this guy, Icky Taint, the benefit of the doubt. Out of my way to say, maybe John, he's not a homophobe. Maybe he just, doesn't understand the ramifications of what he's done. Maybe he doesn't understand all the things that the NIFB preach. Maybe he doesn't understand all of the things that Matt Powell has said. And there was his chance. There was his chance to admit, I, Icky Taint, have fault here as well. And he didn't take it. You didn't take it, Icky. But you're going to try to take it in an hour and a half. Oh, such a glory. This was such a glorious conversation. Like, as I was watching it back and recording it this morning, I was like, this was a glorious conversation, despite all the overtalk that you're going to hear. Glorious.
And I agree with that. And we'll do that. We'll have that conversation because that was the point of my stream today. But yeah, let's talk. Like, it's been so long, Jill, and I've missed you.
Okay.
I'm talking to Jill, Smokey. I'm sorry. Like me and Jill have a long history.
Oh,
what up,
they
Jill?
go back. They go back.
It goes back a long time.
I missed you, Jill. It's been a long time, dude.
Hey,
There he is.
There he is.
I heard
What's up,
somebody
Joe?
say Joe.
Your buddy's hollering after you.
Hey.
Yeah, it's been so long. Like, I've blocked you, you blocked me, and we haven't talked.
No. See, you're already 2 seconds into my conversation.
Now, I'm fairly certain he's blocked me a couple times and probably took it away, but whatever. I will grant him this. I've blocked his ass, so I didn't block his ass. My mods blocked his ass, and I've unblocked his ass several times. So I'll give him this 1 point before he skedaddles his ass out of there because he's afraid. But I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it. We're probably gonna have a conversation on Praise's channel Sunday, just me and Jill, going back to the old times, dealing with that motherfucker.
You're already lying. I never blocked you. You just can't help yourself. Yeah,
I really can't. It's been so long, dog. I miss it.
It's still the same old raging atheist. I've never blocked you. I never will block you. You're always welcome to come on my channel and get crushed, intellectually speaking.
Well, that one time I came when the time was given, and it didn't quite happen, did it?
Maybe something came up. Who knows?
You don't remember that? Yeah, I mean, Dr. Josh was in the chat for that one, and we were all waiting, and it just didn't happen.
The demigod, Dr. Josh, was in the chat.
Well, I mean, he's a friend. He's not a demigod. He's he's an atheist, or he's an agnostic, and he's like kind of leading atheist. I'm trying not to influence him,
We worship you, Dr. Josh. Oh, Bowen.
So Jill, like you can't sit here and tell me that you have some kind of like Dr. Josh is literally the nicest man you'll ever meet.
Yes, he is. I'm sure.
Have you ever met him?
Yes, he is. I'm sure he's a nice dude, but I'm gonna sit here and talk shit about him. I mean, come on, Jill. Is that Christian Jill? For Jill, that's just like normal. He doesn't like Dr. Josh because Dr. Josh handed his ass to him in a modern day debate about slavery in the Bible. And he's going to make some of the same ass, tired ass arguments here.
No, not
those. Then why would you sit here and talk shit about him?
When did I?
Well, you were just like pretty much saying we worship Dr. Josh as if he's this deity.
All right. Let me explain to you. The biblical worldview says this, that if God is not Lord, if Jesus isn't Lord, you're going to make someone or something else Lord.
Well, who says that we make Dr. Josh Lord?
Maybe you don't.
Personally, for me, it's like caffeine.
Can I ask a question? Just
what of your life? Okay.
Please do.
Doc, is there something you can name that you disagree with Dr. Josh on?
Oh, several.
That's a really good question, Smokey Saint. I'm sure, like, if we got into our politics, me and Dr. Josh would have some disagreements.
So, boom, I answered your question. I'm sure me and Dr. Josh have disagreements when it comes to politics. I'm sure if we went through every nuance of everything that we believed, that me and Dr. Josh would have plenty of agreements because that's the nature of being two human beings separate from each other with their own individual minds. Like common sense, right? Do you think they take that answer?
But as of right now, that's a no.
That's just saying as a general statement because I recognize that I can be somewhat extremist when it comes to politics, so most people won't agree with everything that I believe in.
Let me rephrase. Has he ever said anything you disagree with?
No, actually, honestly, to be honest, I can't think of a thing, honestly.
Okay.
But do you believe what Dr. Josh says about the Bible and slavery?
Of course I do, because what he says about the Bible and slavery is very accurate.
So you believe him over God?
Well, I don't believe in a God, so why would I believe in God?
You believe him over God?
Like, what kind of a dumbass question is that? I'm a fucking atheist. And you're going to say, like, why don't you believe God? I don't believe in God. What a stupid question.
I don't believe in a God, so why would I believe God?
Therefore, by default, you believe him. So the Bible is true.
Well, no, I don't believe him. I believe scholarship on the subject. So, like, nobody's saying that, like, ancient Israel slavery was, like, anything like antebellum slavery in the South. We're saying that they had slaves. The Bible points it out very specifically. I don't really see how you can escape out of that.
Mm-hmm. So they had slaves.
It's a pointless argument, in my opinion. It's a pointless argument because it doesn't get you anywhere near to where God exists.
You need to lose your meaning by slave too. Like, is this like the modern sense or debt slave? We both agree that.
Well, there was definitely debt slavery, but there was also, war slavery. It was owning a.
So I mean, like right from the get, like Jill has kind of backed this entire room against the wall. So now I've got him pretty much where I want him. We're talking immorality in the Bible. And they're going to have to justify and rationalize their way out of that throughout this entire conversation. Now, I will agree, like, with some of the points Matt Bond is going to make later in the conversation. Like, this is really getting nowhere, because it isn't. But it was thoroughly enjoyable for me. And to watch them squirm, and you'll probably get most of it tonight, to see their justifications for killing innocent babies. They have to do that in this conversation. They have to rationalize and justify the death of innocents, and they're all gonna do it. Spoiler alert. I have them all backed up against a wall, and I'm pretty much slapping them at will, metaphorically speaking. And it's just beginning, and it's all Jill's fault because he backed them into this corner.
Human being is owning a human being. I mean, call it what you want. There are levels of that, sure. Antebellum slavery in the South was atrocious, and it was far worse than that of ancient Israel. I grant that. But slavery is slavery. Owning a human being is owning a human being, and it's morally wrong.
They own the contracts of human beings, sure, but they didn't own it.
Can I legally
that wasn't always true, though.
Can I legally own a human being today?
No, you cannot.
You're wrong. Can you find me a law in the U.S. Jurisprudence Constitution that says I cannot legally own another person?
I'm fairly certain slavery was outlawed several times. It's been, the South.
So, I mean, if you guys haven't been here, I mean, Jill hasn't been on the channel for a long time because he refuses to speak to women. So it's hard to have Jill in a room. Excuse me. But if you haven't been here, this is his argument, is that when we go to work today, we are slaves to our bosses. That's his argument. When we speak of very, very special, bless their hearts Christians, we're talking about Joe. I mean, we're talking about Joe.
Has tried to rise again, but they failed.
Listen carefully. I didn't ask you about the word slavery.
You clearly did. You asked if it was still legal.
I asked you if I can legally own another person.
I see. I'm horribly bad at usually looking at chat because I'm a hyper focused, so I usually focus on one thing. But I do see your question, Edward. How come the Despicable Jungle Jargon is not in? It's because he was in Smokey Saint's stream, the after show for Modern Day Debate, and Smokey pretty much abandoned that stream to be with your boy because he loves me so much. He loves me just so very much. So yeah, that's why Jungle Jargon isn't there, and I'm fortunate because as you're gonna see, Gavin is Gavin, and he's special. Gavin is another one of those bless your heart Christians, and bless his heart. Just bless his heart.
That's slavery.
No, it's not.
Yeah, sure it is.
No, it's not.
How is it not?
Can I leave? Praise. Let me ask you, because you understand contract better than I think.
A contract is not slavery.
You're using the word slavery again. No one listens to slavery. Listen carefully.
You don't. Yeah. So if I sign a contract with you, you don't own me.
Yes, I do.
No, you do not.
I own you based on the.
Have you ever been in prison?
I owned you.
Jill, have you ever been in prison?
Goalpost to prison.
So your argument here, like slavery still somewhat exists, would be better if it was a prison argument. But it's not. You're talking about work, and it's just not the same.
Listen to the argument.
Is that Nakasushi?
I own
It
you.
is.
Yes, it is. What up, Quentin?
I own you.
What up, Naka?
I own you based on the contract, what's outlined in the contract, whatever you agree to. So
What, are you signing a BDS?
All right, I want to get through this because we'll stop it after the Jill interaction for the day, and then take it up again tonight after work. But what a stupid fucking argument! Like I'm about to go to work. I'm not going to serve my masters, right? Like it's a contract to where I'm benefiting them and they are benefiting me, but I am still my own master. I can leave that at any time. I can come home. I can quit my job and start a new job. I can quit my job and not start a new job. You cannot equivocate slavery in ancient Israel or even indentured servitude in ancient Israel to working a job in the modern day. And yet, in his infinite brilliance, this is exactly what Jill does over and over and over again. No matter how many times we just smack his ass for it, he just does it because he's a bless your heart Christian. Just bless your heart, Joe. Just bless your heart.
BDSM contract? Are you signing a BDSM contract? That's the only contract where you own someone.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude, what are you talking about? You own somebody if you sign a contract.
Yes, you legally own the rights to.
Okay, so
what kind of fucked up world do you live in?
Naka, let me explain. So when a woman and a man are into BDSM, sometimes they sign a contract where the dom owns the sub.
We don't know what
you
you're talking about right now. You don't know what you're talking about right
now. He's actually right about that.
Let me ask you again.
It's not going to look great for you to agree with the petulant teenager trying to make a nonsensical straw man point. Let's let the adults.
Here we go with the attacks on somebody.
Let's let the adults converse a little bit.
Oh no, you're gonna.
So let's just dismiss everything Quentin has to say because he's a petulant teenager. Oh, Icky can't help being Icky. Icky taint. Come on, dog. Come on. You consider yourself one of the adults? Honestly, Quentin is far more adult than you are. I mean, I've seen him in a few streams now. He was in our stream on mental disorders, I believe it was, and he's far more mature than you. I mean, yeah, we all have our immature moments, but Smokey, Icky, come on, dog. For real.
You're gonna attack me for making a frickin' joke.
I don't need to attack you, kid.
Quentin is a decent
You're not worth it.
There's Jay. All right, let's bring some stability. Jay's here.
I knew Quentin was going to come in here. I just wanted to say, Quentin, I'm sorry. My browser failed on. I didn't just ditch you there. My browser failed.
You're good, buddy.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
All right.
Let me ask Naki because he's not getting it.
I get it. You're just stupid, but okay.
Based on the outlined in the agreement, if you agree to provide services, I own you. And you need to provide those services under the contract, or else I.
Jill, does my boss own me? Does he own me when I'm there?
You're an at-will
legally.
He will disagree with your ass because he knows he don't own me.
because what you're doing is you're taking the word "own" and you're making.
Well, that's what you're doing.
That's a weird. This is a weird apologetic. I've never understood this because it's not like. I would like to see the evidence for this contract that the slaves.
Please don't.
Yeah, I agree, Jefferson Spatchcock. Yeah, like it's a ridiculous argument, and I have to kind of look through my ring light here because it's covering up the bottom of the chat. So it's like I'm trying to peek what you're saying, but I completely agree. And the thing is, like, me and Jill has had this conversation several times. And it's always the same. It's like Jill has nothing left. Like, Jill has this slavery in the Bible and how it's indentured servitude and you working a job as indentured servitude. And Jill has abortion and trolling liberals. That's what Jill has. And don't forget that Jill admitted to being a Nazi on Modern Day Debate, and he denies the fuck out of it, and it probably was a Freudian slip. And yes, he's a black guy, but he admitted to being a fucking Nazi on Modern Day Debate.
No, I just wanted to add that little caveat.
He's making a really good point, Joe.
So
hey, Naka, I
don't understand this weird analogy.
You don't understand anything.
Hell yeah.
So if I make an agreement with another person, they are obligated to complete
Good seeing you guys.
agreement.
Obligation is not ownership.
So what you're missing, and what you're doing to the scriptures is you're invoking forced servitude onto the text. When the text says slave, it doesn't mean that slave is forced. That slave has a contract that he agreed to.
Could that slave leave just any time that slave wanted to?
All right, I'll let Praise take over here. Yes, he could.
Oh, yeah? How?
Oh, yes, he could.
So,
how?
I mean, it's just a complete dismissal of what's truth and what's accurate. They have to justify these atrocious things because they understand it's a problem for them. And it's easy to see through. Hopefully we can get through this because I'm going to have to cut this off in about 15 to 20 minutes. So hopefully we get through the Jill part and we can start right after that tonight.
25 knock or something, chattel. It's like, what you're doing is equivocating chattel with legal...
Well, no, I fully understand the slavery system of ancient Israel. I have a fairly good understanding of it.
I'm not conflating chattel slavery with slavery in ancient Israel. They want to try to conflate. They want me to conflate chattel slavery to slavery in ancient Israel, but I'm not doing that. They just want me to. It's really, really funny because it's just a stupid rationalization for owning human beings. And they can't truly believe, any of them, that owning human beings is moral in any justification. They just have to justify it because they're backed against the wall and they have no choice but to justify their horrific blood god.
I constantly say that it's nothing like the chattel slavery that we've grown accustomed to when we're speaking of slavery in the modern day.
I don't think so. It's probably going to take a while. I'm sorry, who made that comment? Let's see. Ryan, is there a link for this convo? I don't think so. So if somehow it was still going on this morning. I went to bed 5 in the morning, got up 11. I saw that it was still going on. So I went backwards and recorded it because I know YouTube now, as soon as that stream was officially ended, then it's going to take a day for it to process. So I probably can't get you the link now, but I will try to put the link in the description as soon as that video is up and I can get it for you. Because I just kind of acted on it this morning. I knew it was a great conversation. I saw that it was still streaming. I'm like, sweet, I kind of got lucky here because I wasn't planning. I didn't think I'd be able to start this maybe till after work tonight. But I went ahead and recorded it, watched the 2-hour interaction as I was cleaning. So that's how I have it right now. But I will put the link for it in the description as soon as I see that it's up on Praise's channel. It will be up on Praise That I Am's channel whenever it gets done processing.
I've also conceded to Smokey Saint here that I see that ancient Israel was far more progressive than the nations around them. We're talking about the issue of slavery and whether it's moral to own a human being. That's the issue at stake.
That's why
going back to ownership doesn't always mean forced ownership.
Exactly, it's voluntary.
Word, you don't see it.
Well, I mean, even indentured servitude is illegal here in this country. I mean, you can't do that.
Oh yeah, no problem, Ryan. And trust me, it's just getting started. Tonight's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be wanting to get out of work the whole time I'm fucking there because I'm gonna be wanting to come home and show you guys how much fun I had last night. It was so much fun.
anymore. We have progressed. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that it was atrocious that they were, we have passages that are fairly atrocious on the treatment of slaves, but I'm not even getting into that. I'm just saying simply that the ownership of human beings is immoral, and we do not do that in modern society. You can try to spin it whatever way you want. We just don't do that. No, they still.
All right, so here I didn't clarify, and I'm going to try to clarify now. We don't do that legally. I mean, it still happens, of course, and I'll talk about it here.
Do it, and that's another conversation, right, because we're trying to fight against that, and the government doesn't do nothing about it.
The question is it ownership though? Is it ownership?
It's
clearly ownership. Yeah. So, I mean, even under the indentured servitude period, you're talking about a period of 7 years where you are a slave to that master. That is ownership for 7 years. And then, you talk about how slaves can be born into slavery in Egypt, which happened a lot. You talk about the sexual slavery. You talk about poverty and how poor people would sell their offspring into that sexual slavery to get out of poverty. Yes, that's slavery.
One topic at a time. You don't know what you're talking about.
I am clearly I'm on the same topic of slavery in Israel right now.
Get him, Saka. Get him, Naka. Get him.
Guys, I'll be right back. I got to go check on my stream. I'll be right back.
So the slave.
Jill, just if you're watching this, I know you're probably lurking, but if you're watching this, that's what we call in the South a motherfucking body slam, yo. I just fucked you up, dude. I fucked your argument up. I fucked your philosophy up. It was easy to do because you're Jill.
It's there because he wants to be there. And he makes the decision.
No, not always. We clearly have passages where prisoners were there not because they wanted to be, but because they were taken as prisoners of war. Do you consider if we are in the Middle East right now and we see a bunch of virgins in Afghanistan, is it moral if we take them as our sex slaves?
Let's keep the goalposts in the stadium. So now
it's the same thing. It's the same equivalent. Would you find it moral now?
Let's move the goalposts back into the stadium. We're not talking about cases of war. We're not talking about war.
There were different levels of slavery in ancient Israel, and war crimes was one of those.
You're moving the goalposts.
No, I'm not. Not at all. You are trying not to talk about what actually happened in Israel.
I can talk about war. If you want to talk about war. But let's talk about people, like everyday people, not in the case of war.
Work is not slavery.
Voluntary contracts with other people.
I work every day. I'm not a slave to my boss. I'll tell him to go fuck himself, and he'll allow it.
Good for you. And he won't get paid. So the slave could have done the same thing then. So you're working.
Yeah, I mean, he could have got beaten so long as an eye didn't pop out or you didn't break a tooth.
No, don't try to move the goalpost again.
How am I moving? Who is
like? I'm not. We're talking about slavery. And he only wants to talk about the indentured servitude part of slavery in ancient Israel. No, slavery comprises of a lot of different elements. Yes, there was indentured servitude. If you were poor, you could sell yourself into service. And after 7 years, you'd be set free. It's still slavery. You're still owned for that 7 years. But there was also real slaves that never got to get out of slavery. And they're called, the captors of war. Women that were taken and raped and made slaves. Children that poor people couldn't afford anymore, sold into slavery. I'm not moving the goalpost because I scored a touchdown and you're backed against the wall. It's so easy with Joe. It's so easy. It should be ending soon, hopefully.
Moving the goal. All right, so chill. So who is moving the goalpost here? Are we talking about ancient Israel or are we not?
Okay, so let's stay in the realm.
We're talking about Israel, right? In ancient time.
Jill, 2 seconds. 2 seconds, Jill.
Yeah, let Dwayne speak. Please tell me how I cried to Matt Powell.
Rich.
All right, so the first interaction I ever had with Matt Powell was in the side chat of a Smokey Saint live stream. It was Standing for Truth. And Dwayne came at me with the whole Matt Powell made you cry thing. So that's what I'm referring to. The only time that I've ever spoken up to him up to this point was him saying that Matt Powell made me cry. So there's context for that.
So, is morals objective or subjective?
I actually believe in somewhat of an objective morality. I think that society determines if what's objective and what's not. I think that the objective morality that Christian speaks of is actually very subjective and differs from sect to sect, Christian to Christian, person to person. Nothing's the same, nothing's legitimate, and there's no proof there.
Yeah, so you would understand that if God was real, he would know what was objective because he's outside of time.
Well, yeah, and I would also understand if God was real and his people actually got infested with the Holy Spirit and was infected by this creature, that they would have the same objective morality, and they clearly do not.
They have free will, though, don't they?
Huh?
Boom! I think that really shows my progression in these conversations. And me and Jay spoke about it, and I don't want to blow smoke up my own ass, but I think I've come a long way in these conversations. I don't think I would have answered that question in that manner a year and a half ago. And I think I just smacked him in the face with it, honestly. But that could be me. I usually leave that kind of thing up to y'all, but I can have a feeling on it, and I kind of feel like I just smacked his ass in the face.
Sorry, I missed that.
They have free will. That's the whole point of it.
Well, I mean, what is free will? Like the whole story of Jesus, right, is taking away the free will. Like God had to made a new covenant because he fucked everything up the first time. You know, like what is free will? Is murdering the world free will? Is ordering the Israelites to kill the innocent babies of Canaan? Is that free will?
What's quite funny is
nonsense. Let's try to talk over him so he can't make these really, really great fucking points about free will because we all believe in free will when we don't have it. Oh. Christians, come the fuck on.
In the world.
Oh, Gavin, you're going to speak now? Please do. I mean, you're kind of full of nonsense, too.
Yeah, Nike, why don't you stop being a coward and unblock me from your channel so that I can...
I'm pretty sure you're unblocked now. Like, we went through this whole, like, moderation change.
Sweet. Thank you very much, John Peterson. I knew you was sleeping. I should have tried to wake you up and see if you wanted to come into this shit because tonight in the review, we're going to get to Smokey Saint.
Joe, you haven't been around in a while.
Yeah, I know, because he's blocked me.
Rich.
So my channel is open.
The only people that are blocked have like derogatory names, like like a certain trans person has a raging boner. Like they stay blocked.
Rich.
Like Jesus Lord.
Does morality disprove God?
No, I do not think so. I think morality proves that societies can come together and determine what's wrong.
Yeah, so the morality argument is baseless.
Like in the 20th century with Stalin, Soviet Russia, Mao Zedong, China.
Gavin's special. Bless his heart. Bless your heart, Gavin. Just bless your heart.
Well, let's always go to the communist, atheistic whatevers because, like they didn't prop themselves up as the God figures.
Right.
Hey, Doctor, at some point, man, I want to get you on my channel.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that, Quentin. This is fun, man. I mean, like, I'm enjoying this. This is why I came in. I want y'all to ask me questions. Continue, please.
All right, so I don't think we're going to get to the very end of the Jill exchange, but I think we're pretty much there. We're just going to set up a conversation, me and Jill, on Praise's channel, sometimes Sunday afternoon. So I'll try to make sure that you guys know when that's going to happen so you can come and see me just, wipe his ass across the floor again on this slavery issue. I'm actually going to come prepared for a slavery discussion with them instead of just entering into a room full of Christians that want to talk to me. But I do have to kind of end it here for right now. I have to get ready for work. I got about an hour and a half before I have to be there. I have to take my daughter to the babysitter. So just a little preamble. Now, I still got about an hour and 25 minutes of this thing left. So it's either going to be a super long stream tonight as we get through this conversation, or I'll break it up and finish it at some point. But tomorrow I have somebody coming on before work. I really want to try to finish it tonight. So I'm thinking I'll probably stay up late with you guys tonight, and I will show you the rest of this thing. And John Peterson has now put the link in the side chat, and it is now in the description. If you want to go and watch this stream, you can, and you don't have to wait for me tonight. But come back and see my perspective on what happened. And again, I'm gonna talk to Jay. I'm sure it'll be no problem. After I do both of these reviews, I'm gonna mirror our conversation, put it on the channel, so you can see immediately after. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I want to kind of, if Praise is listening, you know, we're going to have issues with what you're going through with Skylar and Dr. Josh, and I'm going to have my opinions on it. But I want to give him kind of props for just letting it go and letting it happen, and not doing what like John Maddox did when I went into his room, is really allowing me to talk and have a chance to speak and interact with them. So I want to give him props for that. But yeah, spoiler alert tonight, guys. We're going to have a pretty decent discussion, I think, between me and Dwayne Burke. That's going to get derailed by Gavin through the whole thing. I'm going to get pretty fucking... I don't take Gavin's shit. And I think he realized that last night. Stapler boy. So we're going to get into all of that. And then Smokey is finally, after almost 2 hours in the room, going to try to start the shit. And it's your boy crushing Smokey Saint all over again, because it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. And if you want to see it, join me tonight. It'll be between 10 and 11, depending on when I get home from work. And we'll start this thing, and we'll have fun all night together. Just me and you. Me and you. Thank you, audience, for being here. Because I was in this conversation, I still haven't had a chance to update the Patreon screen, so I want to thank my new patron. I love you. I really appreciate that you're actually going through all my old content and watching it and commenting it. I really appreciate that. So I will definitely have you up on the Patreon screen tomorrow, and I will get that done after I finish this review, hopefully before the conversation in the morning tomorrow. So yeah, come back tonight, guys, because we are just getting started. I'll see you soon.